live, and it's happening right now. So I'll put that there. I've got our order forms from the pieces that were purchased on last show. I'm going to give a holler at the people who purchased pieces. We were going to town, is what we were doing on Tuesday's show. Once again, we got Joey and Matt back here going to town on pumpkins. We've been here in Pumpkinville for about 3-4 weeks now. We're enjoying the stay, full inclusion. We got pumpkin spice lattes all over the place, pumpkin slugs left and right nibbling, and we got a lot of cute creatures from last show. I think we got still about half the table still available over there. You can check it out on the Glass Academy Gathering Point page, but holler at us, you guys, as you're joining in. We love to see who's watching. I'm trying not to be, that's right where I need to be, right there. And it's great to see the comments of people. We're surrounded by color trays left and right and behind me and everything because we are gearing up to we took everything home from the Ren Fair, re-inventoried all the tools, all the color, all the product, all within a week. And now we are packing it back up and taking it out to our mobile unit in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a little bit west of here, about a half hour. It's the University of Michigan's college town, and a super cool place, super up and coming, and super high housing market. It's getting out of control over there, but if you guys are joining us, say hello. We got musical potatoes in the house. I believe that's Aoife from the Ren Fair. What is happening? We got Dana's in the house, and I'm sure we're going to get some more comments in here in a second as you guys load in. It's really nice to see where you guys are watching from. Hometown, specific place if you're watching on the couch, if you're watching in the shower, what's going on. And we're going to get going with what's going on here. I got a beautiful special thing to talk about here. Joey and I, we had no Chris on Tuesday. We had Marissa, we had Uncle Dennis filming, and we had Michelle running Command Central, and we just went to town. We were jumping all over the place. I felt like I was moving at Joey speed, floating around the shop, and everything just turned out amazing. So it was super cool. Looking forward to showing these guys off in some detail to you guys, and it's a beautiful thing out here at the Glass Academy. Dawn's in the house. What is happening, Dawn? Nice to see you. We got Tony's in the house and Sharon from Oklahoma. Very cool. I'm not sure if we got any other Oklahomians, if that's what you're called, in the house here tonight. But if you are there, say what up to us. It's Thursday. It's about 1:30. And this is the Annealer reveal time. If you guys are brand new to the show, every single handmade product has to be cooled down for a minimum of 14 to 16 hours. And the thicker they get, the more you have to slow that cool down process down. Sometimes you can anneal things for 3 years, depending on how big the piece is. So these were actually done yesterday, which gave me time to pull them out, make sure none had cracked, there were no issues. I signed them all with the date of the show and the custom signature on the custom glasses. And then we got them here, we got them organized, and we're ready to show them off in their true color. So that's the deal. We got Pam from Connecticut. What's happening? Pamela, Dave, what's happening? Tony from Arkansas. And then Alan's watching from Hazel Park. That's tight. Hazel Park's just north of Detroit a little bit, a beautiful spot. I looked at some homes over there, and it's up and coming. It's super cool. So that's super sweet. We got Lisa right here from Minnesota, super tight. Some unfamiliar names, which is cool, and we know people rotate through the show, and we're actually in the process now of revamping all of our recorded. Wow, look at the Superman back here. Look at that hair going. That's what I'm talking about. Looking good back there, Matt. Look at that fan putting in work. He's focused. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we're revamping we're gonna go back and write descriptions for and retitle and make our previous shows look extra good so that the people that do custom orders like this set right here, that's a gift for her, it's a Christmas gift I've actually learned for her daughter-in-law, and she'll be able to gift these during Christmas and say, hey, go back to show number 183. We'll have a description on it. She can read all about it and see the highlights and watch these go down. So that's super cool. Cheryl watching from New Mexico. That's super tight. And Pamela, we appreciate you. So we're going to get right into it here. The first thing I'll show off is what we showed off on Tuesday again, but for those of you that watched the experimental show and watch us every Sunday do something a little different. Michelle went with the salty watermelon, and now the watermelon slice is pretty nice. It definitely looks like watermelon, but the salt shaker is out of control. I mean, that looks like a salt shaker. Look at the salt inside of it. It's almost like pss, pss, pss. It's got little holes in the top of it, and she did a killer job on that. We don't know how these pieces, we've got a great system for selling our pieces made on the live show here, but we don't have a system for selling experimental show pieces yet, because oftentimes they don't even make it out of the box. You know, they're experimental, they're funky. I was just experimenting with the pine cone yesterday. I gave it another shot, and still got some more experimenting to do. I want to make a glass pine cone. The idea's there. I think I can do it, but it's the second or third time we've tried to do it, and I've just been like, I was at the end of the day, and it wasn't really coming out how I thought. So that one takes a little bit more time to do, done, and we'll get down to that. So for now, just appreciate those, and we're going to get into what's left on the show, which is everything. The spider was the giveaway. That one's been given away, and we picked the name. She's going to be picking it up here in Dearborn this month. We got the first 3 pumpkin snails, pumpkin slugs of the 2022 season, folks. These guys are super cool. Look at the way they wobble. All the slugs wobble a little bit by design, by nature, because they are sliming along. They're mid-motion, they're moving, they're going somewhere, and specifically all of these pumpkin slugs are what we call hightailing it, where they're taking off and they got somewhere to go. They got full curl going on these crazy pumpkin stem tails, and they're doing it. So that's just super cool. And let me just go down the line. I'll show all 3 of them in a row and show you the one we started with. This is the one I made, the first one of the year. He's got some personality. He'll look you in the eyeballs, that's for sure. And then look at the gold brown, the iridescent blinging curl, hightailing pumpkin stem. It comes down around and takes right off. It's kind of like a ponytail. They all wear their hair a little bit different, their tail a little bit different. But the beauty is that with this extra weight even back here, they all sit perfect. I mean, they don't lean to the back at all. They don't lean forward. They're just ready to go. And they're a beautiful collection to the pumpkin collection and or your slug collection. I believe it was, I can't quite remember the name right now. Someone posted on the Glass Academy Addicts last night. I don't even remember seeing a name, but it was the original pumpkin slug, the first one of last year that we made. And then we did a whole table full of them, and everyone added one to their collection. Now we got the first 3, and we will have them on the product table a little bit later, probably this month. We're planning out into November what our next featured items are going to be. So stay tuned for those. These ones are sold. The one I just showed you was the first one. That one is going to Pat Wagner. Super cool. She's adding to the collection. I know she's already got slugs over there, so that's a beauty to have. Super classic, all orange and black eyes, and then the iridescent gold stem. Super tight. And the second one, which was Joey's actual first pumpkin slug, that one is going to Wendy McInnes, and that one turned out really nice too. We went with a little longer, slipperier shape. We went with our orange, our transparent orange. It almost gets kind of a red tone to it, so this is much more of like a garden slug. He's got a green stem. He's called him Squatty McFly, if you could hear him through my mic in the back over there. But look at the way his stem curls around, just lays right into, he kind of pushed in here and gave it a little landing pad to hold that real stem weight, that thick action. And then the eyes, somehow he coordinated perfectly. The eyes match the body, and he's got green and oranges going on. That's a pretty traditional special right there, too. That one sold, Joey, and it went super nice. Before I get into the third one, that's going to be the giveaway. Let's take a look at the comments here. We got Ellie in the house. She's wondering who's doing glass blowing in Ann Arbor this weekend. It's going to be the crew of me, Nolan, Chris, and then we're going to have Aurora and Michelle working the gallery, ringing things up, and customer relations. We're going to be doing custom orders all weekend, and we'll be making, if not, just like the Ren Fair, just like any, like the live show, if we don't have a custom order, we're going to make an artist choice, or we're going to put it in the box and we could sell it, or we just put it into the gallery and someone's going to appreciate that later. So that's going to be the team. Pamela is talking about purchasing the salt shaker, a pepper shaker, and a salt shaker. That would be a really cool product, actually. All right, let's think about that. I have to write a note down on that one for sure. Good day, Pammy. What is happening? One of the Aussies over there. Hope I got it right this time, over in Australia. Nicole, what's happening? Tony doesn't have a garden. She has a rock. Must be like a cement back patio. I was just looking at a house. I've got a nice lawn. I love mowing lawn, but I was looking at a house in Detroit that had a completely paved over backyard. It was just all cement. And they were like, perfect for having gatherings, family gatherings over. And I was like, that's cool. Maybe for playing like mini hockey back there or something, but I don't need to stand around on cement all day. That's what we do here. But anyway. Terry, ooh, flowers blooming right now. I don't have many of those. My plants are kind of dying off. I got a lilac bush I've coaxed up from the ground. It was about to pass out, and I saved it, and it got just enough. I'm hoping it's going to make it through the winter and survive the next year. We'll see. You got it, Ellie. And Pammy, I nailed it. The Aussies over there. So yeah, we can get into the custom order here. This was a set that was made that was out of control. Joey and I were just in the motion. We were in the flow. We were making it happen, and this was something that was made previously with a very similar color combo, but April actually took a screenshot of it and went to our custom order page and sent that to us and said, I saw this one on the show, the screenshot of it being held up in the air. I love this. I want to get a set of them with a couple color altercations, and we spoke to her and we made it happen. So first of all, you can see the height of them. They're exactly the same height. So that's pretty darn cool. Pretty proud of that. And then if we take a look at them up close here, you guys can see the colors that we got going on. 3 leaves connected on the body. It holds super nice when you hold it just like this from underneath. Look at that swirl. It's pretty hardcore. Purple on perp. You got an iridescent gold lip on there, nice and sturdy. The foot went on so clean, deep purple, custom 2022. You know the deal. I actually forgot to write the show number on this one, so I'll go do that after the show or on the bottom. But you got a gold stem. You can see the iridescence on there on the bottom. The leaves all connected beautifully. Texture, cut marks in the side of them. They laid down. They got a fairly sturdy connection right here. I really tried to push those into the side without warping the cup shape too much. You got the GA stamp right there. These swirls are so nice for looking on the inside when you're finishing your drink. You see what's going on in here. Purple spots. That's the beauty of, and this is the kind of thing, if we would have done transparent purple, a different purple on top of another purple, it wouldn't have looked the same. You got to think about opaques and translucency and see how they all work up together. The sizing, this was a really thin grain purple, so it melted in really smooth and has a beautiful overall purple tone, and then you went with some larger spots of a deeper purple, a lighter purple, and that's huge to putting all that together. So this just turned out really nice. The color combo is insane. You're right, Aoife. It's the perps and it's the gold and a little bit of natural green on the leaves. It's super tight. Just really happy with those. I mean, we were jacked up. The energy was good. We were excited. It was pretty darn cool. So that's that set. She's going to be watching that show, her daughter-in-law, around Christmas time, which is super cool. Hopefully nothing too crazy has changed since then, but she's going to have these, and hopefully she'll be drinking out of them as she's watching them being made on the show. That's the only way. I mean, that's the beauty of the internet, is that you can do that kind of thing at the Ren Fair or any other custom order. People are watching, we're making them, and then you got to wait overnight like we do. I was sleeping thinking about these, waking up excited to open up the box. But to drink out of something and watching it being made, it's pretty sweet. I will say custom orders are starting to fill up pretty fast. We got all of October completely booked except for maybe one spot on next week's show. So if you guys are interested in getting a custom order done, start planning it out, start talking to us a little bit, and send in an inquiry, and we can kind of figure out the way it's going to go and what you want to get and when it's going to be done, because November's going to start filling up fast, and this is just what this time of season's all about. So if it's going to be a gift, a Christmas gift for somebody or a birthday coming up, start planning that ahead and getting that thing out of the way and getting it on the books so that we can make it happen. Oh, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Cole's got a beautiful garden going on. Thank you guys for the love of the goblets. Dawn, what's happening? Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Purple irises are just starting to bloom over in Australia. And yeah, Pam, that was a super nice one. Got something pretty sweet to show off here that came from Pam in the mail, folks. I'm glad she's watching the Annealer reveal. This is the perfect time to show these off. I was deciding whether I'd do it on Tuesday, but I brought it here now, and I want to show these off because Pam made us a sweet custom set of, give it to me now, drink coasters for the home. If you guys remember back, there was an experimental show where Michelle and I were making, well, we were going to attempt to make a drink coaster, and I was like, if you're anybody in the world and you are some sort of decent human being and you go over to someone's home and you're drinking a drink and it's sweating and it's got a little water on the base of it, what you don't do is set it right down on their table. You say, where's the coaster, my friend? And you put it on a coaster and you respect their home. And I'm not too much of a stickler about it. If they don't do it, it's cool. I'll toss a coaster to them, and I always look for the coaster at everybody's house. But I think that's a respectful thing to do, especially there's one table I got from my great grandpa that's this cherry wood, and any little bit of water on the table leaves a stain, and I'm constantly trying to polish it. It's never going back to the way it was. So maybe I'm a little more particular about that than most, but she heard that, and Pam is also an artist herself. These are super sweet ceramic. It's a high-fired resin, she told me, that is able to take hot liquids and cold liquids. Pam, a huge shout-out to you. And if you got a website, I know you're going to, it's a couple art fairs you mentioned. If you got a website, put it in the chat, and people can check that out. If not, we just appreciate your artwork, and I really appreciate you sending me these. It's super cool. They're going to be used well, and this is just the most gorgeous thing about what we do, the fact that we've got such a community that's listening and cares and is super cool and wants to share artwork with us. I absolutely love it. But if there is a website, Pam, that you got, I'd love to see it. I'd love to spread that around a little bit. Put it in the chat for us, and I really appreciate you. These are my 3 favorite colors. She said the bling bling she added, and a little bit of beige, a little bit of white, some off-whites. It's perfect, and I'm really happy about it. Thank you, Pam, very much. Super cool. Super cool that we can spread it on the show, too, and everyone's appreciating it as well. I just love to see it. A lot of love coming in. I mean, these are super cool. Man, it gets me excited. I love it. Thanks again, Pam. These will be used probably tonight. One more piece to show off is the giveaway. This is the Husky Special with 2 different eye colors, collab between Joey and I. This was almost kind of, it's a test on color. We used a lot of orange, and I threw one little dab of an iridescent gold. And so this is something to remember and something that you guys all may know. This particular color pattern, it looks amazing the way it's swirled up. There's a lot of depth to the slug. You can kind of see into his gullet a little bit, if you will. Maybe you won't. But notice how it totally, just that dab of orange completely changed the color of the orange. I mean, it's like almost like brown. It's hard to even pick up on the screen because it's got this deep kind of dark and like, almost like a calico finish back here to it. It looks really cool, but it's certainly not the way that you would expect this same gold to show up against the orange here. It's just not quite the same. Looks amazing regardless. He's got a swirl coming right down to his face, and he's got 2 different colored eyes. He is a super cool one. He's signed show number 183 right on the behind of him. And he's going to be the giveaway for next week, the 3rd pumpkin slug of the year. So if you guys didn't already send in your submissions, your answers to the E-News question, which was given on Tuesday, go ahead and do that. The question has already been erased, but I know it had something to do with what you look for in a pumpkin. Marissa's going to put it up on the chat for you guys or on the screen. Describe our glass pumpkins. How would you describe our glass pumpkins exactly? What do you look for in the pumpkin? I had a pretty cool conversation about that and what we look for, what you guys look for. It's nice for us to know, and it's cool to know what you guys are thinking about. So that's the e-news question to enter to win the third pumpkin slug of the year. We're going to give that one away next week. We'll do the spin the wheel. We'll have a name, and we will announce a winner. So let's see here. Pam Keller doesn't have a website, but she does have a Facebook. Is that, Pam, your name, or is that a separate Facebook page? If you just put that into the chat, it'd be amazing, and we'll give you a little shout out. Maybe on Tuesday as well would be awesome, because that's the bomb. That's super cool. Pumpkin slug is sweet. Looks almost like a tortoise shell for sure. The tail turned out amazing. 3 different tail colors, 2 different golds, and a traditional green. And boom, Tony's looking for something small to set on the piano. We've never made a glass piano before. It's pretty detailed and pretty, each little key would be something hardcore. Perhaps that's something on the lamp working front of things, where you work on one torch and make it on a really minuscule level. We do have a lot of things that could sit on a piano table, like this spider. Or maybe a little pumpkinette. Signature pumpkinette. But anyway, I mean, you could find something, and we'll keep thinking about smaller things for sure. And that's the deal, folks. Jody said, look at the flow going on in the back. You got Matt making them. You got Joey over there. They're coming along. Matt hasn't even been blowing glass for a year now, and he's making pumpkins, which is a beautiful thing. And there's beauty in all that. And we could talk about all that at some time, but it's a beautiful process. He's getting his speed up with it. He's understanding the way the color moves. Working with orange is a really stiff color, so even though he's got the process down really well, it takes him a little extra time working with oranges to get the precision and get the efficiency down the way that we've got it kind of running in the shop. So every so often, Joey lets him pop in and gets one done, and he's doing a great job. I'm starting to not notice the difference between which pumpkins are which when they come out of the box. So a lot of love. A lot of love. Sue just said, Matt, you look like Fabio with the fan blowing in your hair. He said, mm-hmm. Super cool. And that's it, folks. We're having a great time. It's her name. Another page, Cakes by PK & Co. Let me know. I'd love to show off my stuff. Thank you, Jake. I'll reach out to you, Pam, and we'll hook something up and maybe do a little highlight on Tuesday or something like that. We got a lot of crafty people watching our shows. We got a lot of crafty people around us. It's cool that we got this platform to hype people up and spread the word. So appreciate you, Pam, specifically. Appreciate everybody out there. It was a beautiful show, beautiful reveal. Everything came out, no cracks, no problems, no issues. And we're going to keep grinding. We got the rest of the day today to pack up the entire mobile unit, get it out to the fair. I just learned today that the amount of propane my dad bought for the weekend, he bought $600 in propane for a 2-day show to have the furnaces on. So if that puts any kind of perspective into the behind-the-scenes cost of what we do, you guys, I hope it does. And when we say it's going to be this much, certain amount for people to rent our unit and have us come out and have a glassblowing show in a certain place, it's justified. There's a reason why glassblowing is not everywhere. It's because it's expensive. We talk about that all the time, but that one caught me by surprise. Normally we got natural gas. I see our DTE bills and we pay them and make everything good, but buying propane tanks for a weekend was a little bit of a shocker, for sure. So that's the plan, guys. We hope to see you guys out there. If not, we're going to see you all this Sunday. We've got a beautiful snippet clip show of a bunch of cool stuff coming together. We're putting together a special show for you as the experimental show, so tune in for that. And of course, you guys, join us as a VIP. That's the sponsors of our show. But even more importantly, buy yourself a VIP ticket for this next Thursday. We got dichroic pumpkins. We got cane pumpkins. We're going to have all kinds of crazy stuff. We're going to have a really cool new system for crowd engagement to get you guys to submit answers, and we see the way they all get put into the thing. We can do chats. We can do all kinds of really cool stuff, and we're really excited for it. So have a beautiful one, folks. Enjoy your Thursday. We're going to catch you all on Sunday, and then we'll catch you, of course, live on Tuesday, making it happen on the Gathering Point. Boom.